Hello and welcome to Witchy Wellness Radio. I'm your host, Lauren Chalantani, women's holistic health coach and fellow recovering perfectionist. This podcast was created to show you that your body is not in the way, it is actually leading your way. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Witchy Wellness Radio. You are listening to episode 132, My Magic Element with Ema Tekeliova. And if you guys are interested in learning about more on essential oils, my team is hosting a live essential oils class every Monday at 2 p.m. and at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Head over to the show notes to use that link to sign up as classes do fill up. Once you sign up, you'll immediately receive our class link via Zoom, along with class notes package to print for the class. Whether you're curious about what doTERRA oils could do for you or would want a refresh on how to use these bottles that you might already own, you will love this class and feel the impact of our beautiful community. I hope to see you guys there. And without further ado, please enjoy episode 132, My Magic Element with Ema Tekeliova. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Witchy Wellness Radio. Again, I'm your host, Lauren, and this is a show you learn how your body and emotions are not in the way, but actually leading the way. We have the magical, mystical Ema Tekeliova. I think I said that right. I was practicing. This is my second take. And we're going to be talking all things positive mindset, well-being, mindfulness, how to become the best person that you truly are. More about Ema before we jump in. She's originally from Slovakia, currently living in sunny Australia, which I'm jealous about. She is a Harry Potter geek, Wim Hof method lover. I am too. And all over the spiritual mindset and everything which helped her transform in 1 year or less to where she is now. Her story is magical, and you guys will learn a lot from her. She likes to look positive on the world and truly feel happy on the inside. Because of all of this, she creates inspirational digital products for people who want to supercharge their mindset with her business, My Magic Element, online and on Etsy. Welcome to the show, Ema. I'm so happy to have you.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yay! I'm so excited to have you on. We're talking before we hit record. And it's like we both, do we prepare for things or do we just go with the flow? And I know both of why we got into doing all these things is because we know connecting to that present moment to ourselves, that higher part of ourselves, what needs to come through comes through. And I can't wait to hear your transformation of how you got there, because we were talking a little bit before the show. And I'm just amazed that you were like, oh yeah, I just started doing this like maybe a year and a half ago. And here I am today. This is like when you go for something, you go for it. So please, how did you get into creating these beautiful products through My Magic Element, but also your own personal journey?
So it was actually like a story that like no one would ever imagine, or even myself. Even my family, like they are quite like, who are you now? Because like 3 years ago, I left Slovakia with my partner and we moved to Sydney, Australia, living our new life. And suddenly I was like, yeah, this is the best like life, the period of my life. And like, I will go and I will learn new things and new work and everything. But it wasn't quite as I imagined. And suddenly I was looking for a job. I couldn't find a job for maybe like a half year or 7 months. So I was like really depressed, really like didn't know what's going on. I was high achiever. I wanted to have it all by myself, working, earning money, and suddenly boom, nothing. And I was like slightly like more and more in the valley of the despair and depressed. And I didn't know like who am I, what to do, like what's next, where I can, like focus, where to start. And then like I found a job, and actually 2 jobs. So I started to work, and I was happy that I could, like earn money and could buy a coffee that like was earned from myself. And then it was like too much, because I was working 6 days a week, maybe 12 hours with the commute and everything. And I was working manually. So when I come home, I was so tired to start, like anything else. And every like 2 weeks I had it was weekend, and I was like off, and I was like breakdown crying, like I don't know, like what's my purpose of this life, like just to work like a robot and just don't do anything. So I was just like crying, like every like really like 4 nights crying, because I was so lost. And then like even my partner, as like he's always so supportive, but he was like, I was always focusing on what I don't have and what I can't do, and what I am doing, and other things I can, like my hobbies. And he was like, what you can, like what do you want to do? And when he said this question, I was like, I don't know, like I was so lost and so disconnected from my true self, that I was like, I don't know what even I like. What's my hobbies, or what were my hobbies? Like, I don't know. And then I started like looking for some motivational speakers or someone, because I was like, I have no idea about this topic at all. Around like my surroundings, no one knew about like mindset, or like what was actually mindset. I had no idea, like zero. And then I was like listening some TEDx talks on YouTube, because I remember like there are kind of speakers that go there. And I found Carrie Green, and I was just like listening to her, and I was feeling like, oh my God, like she really knows how I feel. Like the story was what she was talking there, it was like me. So I started to check all about her and the Female Entrepreneur Association, and it just like took me into the world. And suddenly few months later, she made it was called Fearless Challenge, that you could go to her members club. And I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm doing this. And the first day of Fearless Challenge, I'm not sure what was like the homeworks or anything, but I was like, okay, I need to do something like fearless. So I quit one of my jobs that was like paying me like more of like the wages. And I was like, I can't do like work anymore. So like from the new year, like I'm not going back. And it was really like scary, but I was like, I know I have to do this, because if I'm working, it's like no time for me to change. So I have at least like one job that will pay for my expenses. I won't have anything more, but I need to start like focusing on myself and what I want to do in life, because my health was also going rapidly down. I in a work, I stretched the tendon in my knee, and I couldn't walk, and I couldn't do like exercises, nothing. I was like a ghost, like no life. And since then I was just working on myself, on my mindset. I don't know how, I just came through the Wim Hof method, which I really like fell in love with, and I'm practicing like the breath work every day. And since then it's just like a learning path on mindset and all things that can help me and other people who feels like this too.
Ooh, I love that. Talk about fearless. Wow. I was part of that challenge too. We'll make sure to link FEA, which is the Female Entrepreneur Association. That's how we met, through her programs. It is so amazing for me. I mean, I've been doing this podcast for almost 4 years, and, a side hustle business through health coaching and essential oils for 6 or 7 years now, but the amount of personal work that it takes to want to start a business or just run your own business. Oh my God. It's like, talk about coming up against yourself. Like you are every single part of your own company. So you constantly come up against yourself. And if you want to succeed or do it, you have to work through a lot of these false beliefs, right? And you have to take chances like you did and be fearless. And that's a lot for a lot of people. And it's it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, like it's not like it wasn't easy, or it's not like I am working constantly on my mindset and myself, because I had a lot of like past trauma to work on, even like for myself, because of like, to be honest, in Slovakia, it's not like you have some problem and you go to therapy and it's all right. Like it is all right, but there it's something that is taboo. Like if you go to seek help, like mental help, they look at you like you're kind of like weird or psychopath. And it's like, it's so sad for me, because like our mind is the biggest computer that like goes through the whole body, and it operates everything in the body, even like the health, everything comes from the mind and stress. And like these problems, like the mental problems, they just push so away, and they don't think that is the root of the problems. And I had like, and I then when I started to learn about mindset and all this work, I realized like a lot of my like health problems and stress and anger was from like past traumas that was like coming up, because also I had problems with my, they said it's immunity system problem, but like every week I had like herpes on my mouth, or like very dry mouth, like even here I have like a scar, because it's like it was burned so dry that it was burned. And I was going to many doctors and they say, yeah, it was an immunity problem, so they gave me pills. It was, yeah, like try these ointments. Nothing was helping me. I was like putting like 4 different ointments and it was still so dry. And they were like, that's weird. And like now I was realizing that it was from my stress, because as a kid, like I didn't know that like you're in a stressful environment or you feel stressed or angry inside. I thought like it's a normal, like, okay, like I have like maybe anger management problems. Yeah, that's fine. But this is my personality, that like I am like volcano. Like I just like go all the way and then I just like cool down and I'm fine. And it was not. And was all what was like inside myself, like stress. And I had like a pressure on my chest for so many years, and it was like the anger inside of me. So I was like started doing all the work, and it was like quite hard, because you need to like think all the way back in the past, like what was happening, what was the root. And it's like constant work on myself, and also the imposter syndrome and these beliefs that you can do anything you want and you are strong enough to do it. And it was really hard to go for it, but I am so pleased and happy that I managed to do it. And now I'm doing it because I really like it, and it makes me so happy and passionate about that I can like feel the change on myself. And I know that it can help also other people if they are ready to change. So, and that's what happened with my partner's mom after she got COVID, and she was fine. Like her like the period when she was affected was all right, but after she got like post-COVID syndrome with and she was struggling with the health and all. So we were trying to help her and also help her on the mental side of all the issue. And then when I realized like I really enjoy helping others as well with what actually I've been through, so I can help someone else as well.
Yeah, for me, realizing that everything is happening for me, whether I realize it or not, to me, that by me doing this work constantly, because it's never over, which is a good thing, it inspires me to, you know, be that example, help other people. But also, you know, I thinking back to your journey and my journey, you know, working through trauma, if you will, or false beliefs, you don't have to have traumatic things happen in your life to be able to do the work, like breath work or personal development. For me, for years, like I'm a high achieving perfectionist type person, you know, I'm like, oh, I had a pretty okay childhood, but now just like unraveling. I don't care how nice of a childhood you had. We all have these belief systems and, you know, programs that are in our subconscious and we don't even realize that are running all of the time. Yeah. And even this morning, my partner and I don't get in many arguments. There are a few topics that we just see completely opposite on, and we know they're triggering and we still will get into it. And I realized I went for a walk in the middle and I said, look, I need to take a step away. This is first thing in the morning. I can't, like, I will say I'm not in a good place. So I took a walk to get myself just outside the perspective just a little bit. Because when you're in the crap or the mud, you don't see the bigger picture. And I realized that, you know, my anger or my opinions were coming from kind of a wounded place. I knew, you know, I know kind of what to look out for, my personality. You know, a lot of my stuff is I can do it myself, and which is good because I'm independent, but sometimes that can bleed over in areas and not so healthy. There's always a shadow side to these beliefs. Yeah. And when I was able to realize that, and I came to him vulnerable like this, and I, you know, here I am, here's what's coming up for me, and I see you, then that opened up this bigger conversation as is an opportunity for us, and, you know, personally and in the relationship to do the work. You know, when we say quote unquote the work, look at these bigger issues, because every single thing in our life, whether it's our relationship, our health, our career, is here to help us grow at the end of the day. And sometimes we don't think it is, but it is.
Yeah, that's so true. Like I am like grateful for everything that actually happened, because then it wouldn't come to the point that I am now. So I'm actually really grateful, even like when I was like also doing the forgiveness method, the Hawaiian opono. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry if I'm.
It's I had to figure out how to say it because I have it in my program Crane Cell. It's Ho'oponopono.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Whatever that is.
Yeah, I think I can say that even like now. And I recently went and started to doing this because I know that inside, like from past, I have some issues that was all connected into forgiveness, and also forgiving myself, and also forgiving others what happened in the past that somehow like hurt me, or I was angry about it, or I don't know. And it was like a challenge for me, because like I am all right to admit that I was wrong, but when someone, you know, like hurt you, and you know they hurt you and it wasn't like your fault, to admit that, or say like I forgive you and I love you, I was like, okay, this will be a hard work, but I knew I had to do it. And immediately after I finished this exercise, like the other pressure that was like inside my body just like left, and I was like, oh my God, it's so good to feel like I can work on such thing as well, because like we try to be like armored around like those feelings and not be vulnerable and say like I'm sorry and be open to each other. And it was like for me huge like the realization like what was happening inside my body when I said all to these hurtful things that happened in the past to say like thank you and I forgive you and I just like let it go. It was amazing feeling inside. But it was still one that I didn't realize was that I was forgetting like everyone around like me, what happened, or I don't know. And when I was doing like Wim Hof breathing, like usually like I do it every day, like 4 rounds, but sometimes like in a week, like once a week or twice a week, I do also like 6 round, like really deep breathing. And then I realized that like I was still feeling something inside because like I didn't forgive one person and it was me. How I was like treating myself all the life with the imposter syndrome, and how hard I was on myself, that you can't do this and you're not too educated, you're not too I don't know what. And then it just came to me when like my mind was really like calmed down and the subconscious could like come again, like the true myself, that you need to forgive yourself as well. And it was like the feeling inside, it was like amazing. And I was like, I'm so grateful that actually I found all of these, like from what I was feeling, that I'm like in a despair and I was like crying that I was alone. Like I had my partner, he's like loving and everything, but it's like when you're not, like you don't have friends or around to talk to other people, you feel alone and lost in the world. But actually it was the best thing that could happen to me, because when you're like truly alone, you can work on yourself and on everything that like is inside and the old programs, and you see like, okay, so this is all coming again and back and back, and why, like what is the root, why it's still in my mind.
Ooh, that is so beautiful. Then we forget, we do all this work and forgiveness and letting go for other people, but we have to realize for ourselves. And a lot of the healing work I did from a previous relationship and marriage actually was, forgiving myself. I'm sorry for not listening to my intuition, to my body. That's why I started this podcast. It was part of my healing journey. And the phrase, your body is not in the way, it's leading the way, that is in honor of that wisdom that I learned, because I was suppressing all of those signals. My body was yelling. My intuition was like, no. But I was like, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So much. I think the Sanskrit, my partner and I are big yogis, is Wadahe Guru. From darkness comes light. So I think we have to feel the darkness in order to appreciate and move into that light, because you wouldn't realize how good it does feel if you're always feeling that way.
Yeah, it's so true. Like I was living in such darkness and such like negativity, and like I was so disconnected from my true self that I couldn't see anything in like around. Like now when I go out, I'm like some super like a weirdo, like, oh my god, look at the sky and the sun and you hear the birds, it's just a so beautiful day. And it's just like, if like my family or someone that like I was hanging out when before I left would see me, they would think like, what happened to you? Like I am so different person, the one that left. And then when I will come back, they just will be like, what's happening? Like this is not you, but actually it's me. It was like my true me. But like this is the point, like if you're in also like society and in a school and you have friends and you have everything, you're your true self when you're a kid and you're just getting older, and there's like more, and like suddenly college and what do you want to do and what kind of job and all these kind of things that are like influencing you. And I realized that I built up a character of myself that everyone was all right with. Like my mom, my family was happy about like this kind of character that I was. Like my friends, like they were also happy, but like the true selves that I really loved and enjoyed, I just kept, like very deep in myself, and I wasn't, like showing it like to the world, because I was like, no, like what would they thought about it? Like they wouldn't approve. And this is the thing with the Harry Potter. Like I was like, first I saw Harry Potter when I was 5 on the VHS, like the old things, ancient, in the kindergarten. And since then I really loved it. And when I saw some kind of piece or collection with the Harry Potter, I was, oh my God, I would love it, but I can't, I wouldn't wear it, because what would others say to me, like you're wearing these kind of things. So I was like, always kept it in myself, and I was like happy when I was alone and I could, like watch it and read it and all these kind of things. And suddenly, when I was here, like on the other side of the world, I was like, I can be myself, like true myself, like no one knows, like who I was back then. And suddenly I start to, like putting it up and showing it more and buying like Harry Potter things, because it makes me happy, and it's just like I really love it. And even the books and insides, like so much wisdom. Like if you just not like taking it like all magic and like a witchcraft school, but also like what she was talking there about love and everything. And I posted it on Instagram. I created like the Harry Potter account where I was like posting a lot of graphics and such things. And suddenly my friends, like Instagram algorithms, thank you very much. And suddenly they saw it, and they were writing me like, what happened to you? Like, are you crazy? Like, you just like, what's happening? So I was like, I saw like what my friends told me, that other friend told her, that they were speaking about me, back then, like what happened to me, like why I'm showing up these, like if I'm crazy. And they were like bit like laughing about it. And then I realized like oh my God, like I just built up a character that everyone was fine with, but not me. And suddenly I just start to do what I love, start to be who I am, and express that what is actually inside me, like the true myself. And the people are like not understanding what's happening, because like I was like no one knew it's inside of me. Also all the Wim Hof and meditation and like all like magic stuff and essential oils, witchcraft, I always like was like drawn to all these things. And I really like love this kind of magical world, because it is our magic, it's like our superpower, but no one like think about it that way. And they are just like not getting it, like what's happening, because I was like playing different character.
That's so true. I think that's very wise of you to realize, this early in life. I think we don't realize that until way later in life, that we're playing certain characters in life in general, in our relationships. And you are very welcome here, because we are all about that here at Witchy Wellness Radio, all the magical things. I love Harry Potter. I was thinking in my head as you said that, I'm like, wait, she was 5 years old when the movie came out. And I was like, I'm not going to say how old. I remember when the first book came out. I guess I grew up with it too, maybe a few years, a little bit later. But yeah, that opened up a world of magic and on so many levels, which leads me, and this makes so much more sense now. No, it did before, because I think it's awesome, to your magical transformer, because I can see your Harry Potter and like witchy vibes. I love it. Come out in this. It's a big mama. It's 224 pages. So it's like seeping with all of your wisdom. Please tell us about this. And I know you have other products, but I want to start talking about this magical transformer and how impactful this is going to be for people.
Yeah. So the magical transformer begin with the idea for like creating some product. And I was like, I am not too, like educated enough, or I am not too, I don't know what enough, because like imposter syndrome. And then like I just got the idea like to make some, like create something for someone who was in the beginning of, or is in the beginning of the journey, that wants to like up level the mindset or start doing some work on yourself. But it's like when I started, it was like too many informations, too many, like people talking about all other things, and something was like, okay, it's too much, like I'm not on the same level. Like when like a year ago someone would talk about spirituality and all this, is like I'm not, on the kind of level that I could understand it properly. So I was like, maybe I can do something for people that I like, total beginners, that it's like, okay, so maybe like dumb question, but like like are you thinking about these kind of things, like what is happening inside of you or around your world? So I was like, okay, so what helped me, and how I can like someone can start the journey. So that's what I created, like the magical transformer, that it can like help you transform to someone like that you want to be, or be closer to that kind of version of yourself. And it's like packed, because like it's also like a there is inside like a weekly, not like a planner, but you can write inside all your goals and your gratitude and everything that could help you when you look over, like year from now, you look on it, you can see like, wow, how I transformed. Like that's what was like my goal, to see that someone, when it's like writing inside, you see the transformation. And I was like, okay, so I like magic, and I just put it all together, because it's like we all have the magic that is our superpower. So I created all the flask, like my partner actually drew the flask and the elixir bottles for me. So, and I just like made up the names for each chapter, and it's like the elixir's names. So I was like, maybe it can, like be more magical journey for everyone who starts with it. So yeah.
Ooh, awesome. Yeah, that I mean, it gets overwhelming jumping into this world of self-help, personal development, spirituality, even health and wellness. Like if you just look at the health and wellness, people try and eat healthy. There's millions of different diets and ways to eat. And that's the same thing for all of this. So that's very needed. And even if you're not new into this world, I think it's good to just focus on one thing at a time, like something like this. Because I
Yeah.
find myself like sometimes going, ooh, that book, ooh, this. And I'm not sitting down and focusing and really learning or absorbing one
Yeah.
thing at a time. It can be a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, like because like when I was like, I go like time to time also through these exercises again and again, because it's like it can always help you, because I just put it also like exercise, like what is your, like just write your like dream life or dream day. Because even before I was like, what is a dream day? Like I even can't imagine what like my dream life or dream day would look like. So I was like, maybe this can help someone. Like I see like this is my dream day, and I living the dream day, or I'm just like daydreaming about it. Like it can, like motivate you, like, okay, like this is what I want to live, like let's go for it. Like I don't want to be in what I was living before. And this was like the first exercise that I put, was like your life overview with the funeral exercise. So because this hit me so hard, like, oh my god, like I'm not living nearly what I want to live and to, be remembered for. Like, it doesn't need to be like I will, invent a cure for cancer or something huge, but just like to be happy with who am I and how am I living the life and this lifetime. And if like my great grandchildren or grandchildren will say like, oh my God, like she was living her happiest life ever, I would be, like it would make for me like such sense, because I was happy living my life and I wasn't, like sad and depressed and angry how everything around me is, bad and negative. So that's what really triggered all this life path. Like, I can't live this way. Like, it's not what I want to be, like what to do and what I was meant to be. So I think it's helpful for everyone to just realize these kind of things, because we sometimes forget it, and it's just also like so minor to think like what I'm grateful for. But if you just say every day something what you're grateful for, you will just start to see the world much better and positive. Because it's like sometimes I was like, okay, so what I'm grateful for, and now I'm like, I'm grateful that I can wake up, that I have like a pillow under my head, or I can it's just, or I can go to toilet. It's just crazy, like so minor things, but sometimes we forget like what luxury we have, that we even like sleep inside the apartment on a bed, and we have like a pillow, and I don't know, like it's so, now I'm just so grateful for everything that's like is around me. So it's just sometimes we forget about these things and take it for granted, but it's what makes difference in the life or everyday life.
Ugh, so powerful. Yeah, I think the power of gratitude and forgiveness are very underrated. And if you truly focus on this through something like the magical, oh my gosh, I totally, what is the name of it? Transformer. Just like the magical transformer. I mean, it's in the name. It's in the name. I just looked at the time, Emma, and we are out of time. I can't believe how this interview just flew by. We were just in the magic together. Thank you so much for coming on. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we close the show down today?
I think no, it was really amazing to be here, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share everything that you and I try to do, like to bring like the better and positiveness into the world and the love.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And we close every single show by asking, how may we, the listeners, as an act of gratitude, be of service for you today?
I think it would be up for service for me and for everyone if everyone says 3 things that we are grateful for today. And I really hope that with love and positivity, we just like heal what needs to be healed in this world and have the better life that we all want to have.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Emma, for talking with us today.
Thank you so much, Joe, to be here.
And remember, open up, surrender, trust, and let your body lead the way.